Mayor Michael Bloomberg has stirred up some controversy for a comment he made during an appearance on a weekly radio show. Last Friday, Mayor Bloomberg suggested that so-so students should consider trade school rather than investing in an expensive college degree. Bloomberg predicted that those who will face the biggest problems on the job market are college grads who aren't top of their class. During the radio show, Bloomberg compared being a plumber to going to Harvard and suggested the former might be a better economic deal for the average person. Being a plumber, after all, would not result in a giant student debt and 4 years without earning any income. In addition, the mayor pointed out that people who have acquired a trade, such as plumbing, don't have to worry about their jobs being outsourced or replaced by computers. In April, Mayor Bloomberg announced that 78 new schools would open in New York City during the coming academic year, 7 of which would be vocational or technical schools. So then what are Chinese net users saying about the advice that New York City's mayor had for young students? Well, let's go to Weibo to find out.
The cost of labor is much more expensive in the U.S. than in China. No matter what profession you have in the U.S., you get paid a hefty amount to do the work. The U.S. is close to achieving an ideal society. No matter what type of work you do, you get paid a fair amount for it. What Mayor Bloomberg is saying is completely true, but truthful words are not always welcomed and accepted by the public. I admire Mayor Bloomberg's wisdom. Too many Chinese people are stuck on the idea that knowledge and wealth can only come about through rigorous education. These people do not see the destructive effect that rapid expansion of China's higher education has had on the country and on the school system. Practical advice from a practical mayor that lives in a practical country. On the contrary, I would argue that our country is not as pragmatic. His words are true enough. Universities used to provide education for the intellectually elite. Now it's all about mass education. This has led to a shortage of technical talents. It's not necessary for everyone to go to college. To be honest, there are too many Chinese college graduates for the demand of the job market. What's more is that they are working for people who have never gone to university.
Net users have dubbed this year as the worst year to graduate for Chinese students. According to official surveys, by mid-April, only about 30% of Beijing's 2013 graduates had found jobs. In Shanghai, the numbers were slightly better at 45%. The employment numbers reflect the surging number of graduates coming out of China's higher education system, coupled with the country's economic slowdown. Now, from years of double-digit growth, China's economy has cooled to just over 7% growth in GDP last year. Now, this year, nearly 7 million students will graduate with a master's, bachelor's, or technical college degree in China, an increase of about 200,000 from 2012. By contrast, the number of jobs available decreased by 15% compared with 2012. Even for graduates lucky enough to land jobs, they can expect an average starting salary of 3,000 yuan, or roughly $500 per month. So then what do net users have to say about job prospects for young graduates in China? Well, let's take a look at some Weibo comments.
Maybe there is a shortage of plumbers in America. In China, it would be hard to convince someone who has the opportunity to go to college to become a plumber instead. It just wouldn't be the first choice for most Chinese people. In China, it would be difficult to get a job as a plumber without a college degree. In today's job market, a bachelor's degree is the minimum level of education required. Chinese students should choose jobs according to their interest and individual ability. Employers, on the other hand, should take into account the comprehensive ability of employees when they choose to hire someone. Plumbers and other people working in the trades may earn a good salary in the United States, but things are different in China. These kinds of labor workers get low wages, work in a terrible environment, and are not respected by other people. Blue-collar workers in Western countries may be able to get higher incomes. I hear that a plumber's income can sometimes be as much as a doctor's, but in China, blue-collar workers are not so lucky. If incomes and benefits for blue-collar workers were similar to incomes of white-collar workers, I guess many Chinese people would choose to be a blue-collar worker.
Seems that the life of a plumber in the U.S. and in China is vastly different. Now, for the most part, young people try to avoid labor-intensive jobs in China, which come with harsh hours and little pay.